So Black Friday is right around the corner, and this is what I picked up today. It's actually Monday of Thanksgiving week here in the United States. And if you know anything about the United States, Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, where all of the where all of the retailers, I'm very tired, it's been a long day. As you'll probably see later in this video, I am in my worst clothes ever because I've been doing yard work all day. Anyway, and it's 9 p.m. So anyway, all of the retailers actually do all of their best deals of the year a lot of the time. So here we go. Here's the box of the new TV. And there is my current TV, my LG 47-inch TV. 3D, passive 3D. I love that TV. But it is time to go with a 4K TV. It's time to upgrade, and now's the time to get in, I think. With HDR, I think it's really a good time. Obviously, 4K has been out on the market for a while. HDR has been out on the market recently, within the past, year or so, at least at the time of filming this video. And so I think personally now is the time to jump in. Get a larger TV, but also get a 4K TV. I think me having a tech channel, I need to have a 4K panel in the house. So originally I was going to go with a 75-inch, but I think 65 is going to work really well. This TV is about $1,200, $1,199. Of course, with tax, it's a little bit more, but I think it's a good price, and I think I'm going to be happy with this. So let's get this thing opened. So they say this is a two-man job, but I'm just one man, so I'm going to have to make it work. There's only one man in this house and two cats right now, so step number one, it says I should cut this seal, remove some of the stuff. Step number two is to remove those clips. Step number three is to pull the box up. So let's do this. So now you can kind of see the difference in size between those two screens. 47-inch, 65-inch. So before I pull this out of here, let's take a look at the back. So you have a USB port here. You have two other USB ports. One is a USB 3.0. This is some sort of headphone jack here. We have HDMI 2, we have HDMI 3, we have HDMI 4, HDMI 1 must be, that's on the back. So that's a video in jack. That's an IR blaster port. You have your Ethernet port here. I might actually plug this in via Ethernet. I don't know yet, but my wireless router is right next to the TV. Here's the cable antenna coaxial port here. Not going to use that, at least at this time. So here on the back is HDMI 1. You have a digital audio out. You have optical audio, which is what I'm going to be using on this. You have a remote port. You have component in and video in. So some good connectivity on this. On the back here you have areas for the wall mount here. Obviously the stand is going to go into the base here. And yeah, this is just kind of sitting in the box here. So I'm going to have to be very, very gentle with this as I move it. I just cut the end off here. Normally I like to include everything on these unboxings, but sometimes you just can't, especially with something like this. So there's a lot of protective plastic on the base here. You have sort of a metal brushed finish on this. I don't know if it's true metal, probably is. Obviously the base has a metal skeleton to it, and then some of it is covered with plastic for looks. So the bottom of it has little rubberized feet, 4 rubberized feet here, and then one here and one there. And I'm honestly, I'm happy that the base is smaller so that I can put it on a smaller, base or smaller stand as of right now. But I'm actually surprised at the fact that it is that small, smaller than my current TV. So hopefully the stability is good and my cats don't get crazy with this. So there are 2 of these pieces and they fit in only one way into the stand here. So the screws are going to go in here. So the instructions want you to tighten this down as tightly as you possibly can, and that stands to reason. This is holding up your TV, which is interesting because this stand, I'm sure once everything's locked in, it's going to be sturdy, but I don't know. It's kind of surprising at how this is. Okay, nice and tight. So that is what we're working with the base. We're left with some screws, and that's going to actually 4 of them, and that's what's going to screw the TV to these pieces here. Okay, so that is the stand, and what's in the middle there is my center speaker for my 5.1 surround sound system. Alright, I would definitely recommend it as a 2-man job, but hey, like I said, I'm only one guy, so you gotta do what you gotta do. I did not touch the screen at all. I touched the bezel, but I did not touch the screen. Now the first thing I noticed, this versus my LG TV, a couple things. Number one, the LG TV swiveled on the base. The base didn't swivel itself. The base didn't move. You didn't have to move it on the platform. It actually swiveled. This does not swivel. Being this big, you might not want to swivel it. You might not want to flex the screen or anything like that. Number two, this seems to have somewhat of a muted reflection on it. So there's probably some sort of reflective coating on it that is resistive to glare and whatnot. I still can see my reflection in here as I'm filming this, but it seems like there's less of a glare than on the LG screen, which is nice. This room has a lot of windows. I might actually have to get shades in here. I have curtains in here, but light shines through there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these screws, all 4 of them, and I'm going to mount the TV to the stand. TV's pretty heavy. I don't know the exact specs on it right now, but not too heavy. I don't want to, misstate it, but I would recommend definitely a 2-man job on this, and that's why they recommend it. It is doable as a 1-man person if you are extremely careful like I was, but still. So let me mount this down so it's secure to the stand at least, and then we'll go from there. First of all, let's take a look at the screen. That's how thin that screen is. Incredibly thin. Has this nice little accent piece to it. Everything is sort of a matte black plastic, but you do have this chrome accent piece in the middle. It says Bravia on the upper left-hand corner. Upper right-hand corner, it says XBR. Then estimated yearly cost is $19. So that is the energy guide that we have here in the United States whenever you buy something. Down here you have your Sony branding. I still have the plastic coating on here. I'll take that off. And then here is the base with sort of that brushed metal look, which was sort of, actually, interestingly enough, the same as my LG TV. Different looking base, but same metal brushed look to it. So the TV back here, as you can see, is very thin up here, and then all the nuts and bolts of the TV make it a little bit wider back here. There's all the inputs that I showed you earlier. So we're at the back of the TV. Here's the base, and here are the two screw points. So the bracket that I put on the base actually fits into the TV here. I wish I could have showed it to you a little bit easier, but again, it's very unwieldy. So just know that you got the two screw holes here. I tightened them down, not too tight, but tight enough that they wouldn't twist anymore. There is some cable management in here, right here, where you can actually put your cords through here, and that's nice because I like that on the LG TV, where you could, put your HDMI cords through here, and then you kind of can make it neat back here. So one other thing, this is the power cord, and it is on the right side of the TV. Back here it would be the left side of the TV. I'll open that up in a second. It's just a regular 2-prong. That's here in the United States, and I do apologize for any of the bad footage that we're getting here. I'm doing this on a handheld, so it is really stable. The center of gravity seems to be pretty low on this. You have, it gets thicker as it goes down. It looks like you have your power button right on the side here. Power, and so power's in the middle. So it looks like you have your power button in the middle here. Hopefully you're catching this. There we go, it's a little bit better. Power button in the middle, and then up and down volume right in this area. So all your controls are right here. That's nice. Nice to know. So on the bottom we have, looks like probably speakers here, the stereo speakers, and then over here is the venting. I hope this is watchable. I hope I'm not making this too shaky. I haven't eaten dinner. It's 9:30, getting close to 10. Actually, it's 9:41 right now on Monday, so it's been a long day. But, I'm anxious and excited to get this up and running. So stability-wise, I was worried because I thought, oh God, my cats are I'm going to come home and this thing's going to be on the floor. But stability-wise, I think it's pretty good. It's not moving at the base. A little bit of a shake up top, but you're never really going to be touching it. So I think stability-wise is going to be great. And when I have the new stand, it'll even be better. So really, really happy with this. As you can see, it kind of leans back a little bit. I don't know if that's my stand, but you can kind of see that it tilts back a smidge. So, that can easily be fixed by, shimming up the back here. I'm going to reserve judgment until I get my new stand to see if there's any adjustments that I have to make. My new stand's going to be a little bit lower, I believe, too, so that's going to be helpful for the viewing angles and whatnot. But I'm anxious to fire this thing up. Thank you so much for watching this. It's been exciting sharing this with you. I'm going to fire this thing up before the end of this video, and then I'm going to do a follow-up video on this to tell you what I think of this TV. So I'm going to take some of the stickers and whatnot off. I'm going to plug this thing in, and then I'm going to fire it up for the first time, and I'll share that with you. So I've only owned one Sony TV in my life, and this is it. I've had a lot of good memories with this TV. It's a 28-inch tube TV, and I still have it, obviously. It's right here in front of you. And that's the only other Sony TV. It's a Sony Trinitron. I don't know what model it is, but it has served me well. So the only other thing that I found is this. This was in the bottom of the box, and you've got some documentation. You have batteries for the remote. We've got the IR blaster here. It even says it right there if I had read it. So that allows you, with the remote, to control other devices. That's not something I'm going to be worrying about, but it's, you know, it's nice to have. The batteries are for the remote. This guy right here is a zip tie. Now, I don't know if you could see it when I showed you the back of the TV, when I showed you the power plug, but the power plug was zip tied to the back, and it was actually clipped into the back of the TV. And it was dark back there, as you saw in the video. And stupidly, what I did is I clipped it. I cut it when I could have just opened it with this little button here. So I was a little bit bummed out, but they give you a spare one, because I'm sure it's a very common thing that happens, so that's good. Really, the only thing left to do is turn this thing on. Okay, so here is my PlayStation 4. It's on, and I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more to set this up before I comment on it. So we'll cover the remote, we'll cover what I think about this. I have to set this up with my sound system because I don't think it's working with my sound system currently. I'm going to have to do a couple tweaks, and then I'm going to join you back up. So I'm going to end this series of videos now. It's kind of late. I need to eat, I need to feed the cats, and I need to maybe enjoy a little bit of the TV before I go to bed. So, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for letting me share this with you. It makes me kind of excited. Makes me happy to get a cool TV. This doesn't happen every day. And again, my first foray into 4K. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And if you'd like to help out this channel, give me a thumbs up, or share this video. You could also join my Patreon. That's always very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.